Sometimes people ask me, Boog, what do you know about God? God, the greatest being that any of us can ever imagine. So they say, Boog, you're not a Christian. Obviously, you're not a Christian. And yeah, I'm not a Christian. However, I know things about God that none of these preachers on all of television land have even got a clue about. And you say, oh, what makes you such an expert? Okay, let's talk about prayer. Prayer is when you speak to God, and you speak to God in your language of choice, whether it be English, French, German, Russian, whatever language. You talk to God with your language. However, what you are doing wrong is you are not talking to God in God's language. Hold on, this gets a little deep. Here. Now you're asking, oh, what is God's language, Boogaboo? What is God's language, Mr. Expert? I'll tell you, hang on. It's not the language you learned from birth, okay? Here's where things get interesting again. I always try to make things interesting. You know those times that you yell at God and you say, my life is screwed up and it's your fault, God. You know those times that you yell at God like that? We all do it, okay? We all do it. We all give God shit. We all give God shit at one time or another in our lives, telling God, oh, you screwed up my life. You screwed up my life. It's all your fault. Right? That happens to everybody. Okay. Now, I will get to the weird part. The weird part where you go, Boogaboo is a really screwed up individual. Here's where that part comes in. Okay, so I know it will, so here it goes. I just want to put one concept out here on this video. And it was to do with part of the first part where I said, God does not speak to you in your language. You have to talk to God in God's language. And now you ask me, what is God's language? Well, it's so simple. When you look outside and the wind is slightly blowing left and right, up and down, and you see a tree moving in the wind, you will see a tree and it will be moving in the wind. That is step one of how to understand God's language. God does not talk to you with the words that you have learned growing up. No. That tree waving in the wind back and forth is God saying to you, hello. Hello. Now, you may be starting to slightly understand how God talks to you. It's not through these television programs that you watch, and it's not in a language that goes into your head and puts words into your head. No. The very beginning of this series is a tree waving in the wind is God saying, hello. And it's really very simple. In order to understand God, you have to take messages from God's let's call them creations. The ocean, the mountain, the wind. That is how God talks to us. He does not come in. When you pray, He won't talk to you with words ever. If you ever hear words in your head from God, you will know one thing. They are not from God. Okay? You have to believe that. That's one message I want to get across to this planet. When you pray, the answers do not always come instantly. And they will not come with words. If words come into your head, you will know that is not God. Okay? Because God does not talk that way. God talks with a tree that waves in the wind and says, hello. This gets very, very deep, but I'll get into it in other videos. Okay, see you guys later. Bye-bye.